All right, here we are, one wardrobe change and one video later. Let's go ahead and start talking about the second part of the intro. This is when we start getting some bass movement stuff and when we start feeling beats a little bit differently. But the good news is that at the end of this section, we basically just loop back around to everything we already know. And like I said, there's 3 sections to this intro, I think, but we'll worry about that third section later. So for just now, for these next few weeks, I just want to focus on this. So let's talk about where we go after this A7. So we got that pinky to that open B string. While we have that pinky there, we're going to shoot that middle finger back down to our B string, 3rd fret, and we're going to bring our index finger to our A string, 2nd fret. Now you might notice this is basically the exact same shape as that first chord that we have. The only exception being instead of our index finger being all the way on our high E, it's now on our A. So that's a great way to look at it, I think. That is the feel of what we're looking for. If you're curious about the actual beats that these notes change on, we're feeling the bass notes move on the 4th beat. So that would be, let's see, 1 and 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. If you don't want to think about it in terms of beats, or maybe you have some difficulty counting those beats out while playing, especially when you first start to learn, because I know I do, if you're looking for more of like a physical indication of when to change those beats, it's after the last 2-1 in your right hand of the pattern. So if we're counting that, we're feeling thumb, pluck, thumb, 2-1, together 2-1, then we lift. So, and then we would finish that pattern out. So. So a little bit slower. So after you move that bass, you're just doing another 2-1-2, I believe. And then you move down stepwise, or kind of in the pattern of the scale, which for us would be your 2nd string, your your 2nd fret of your A string, to your open A string, to your 3rd fret, to your 2nd fret, to your open E string. So we're hearing as our bass movement. So I'll put that all together real quick, and I know this is a bit tricky, especially at first, because this chord looks crazy when you don't kind of see it broken down. But remember, after that A7, getting that pinky in there, and we set our ring finger. Our ring finger is just hovering, actually. Our middle finger is going down to our B string, 3rd fret, 1st finger on our A string, 2nd fret. And from there, we'll be feeling this. Now the cool part about this mini section is once you get to this G over here, you have the option, I like to do this more often than not, to lift your pinky. So the only 2 notes you're really getting are this thickest E string and your B string, both on your 3rd fret. So I'll play that from that B minor real fast. When you get to that open A now, that's when it loops back into that first B minor shape that we have. So I know the left hand and the right hand look super complicated, but I promise you that once you spend a minute just getting used to the shapes and the movements and seeing those parallels between certain chords, and really, really, really taking your time with it. Like we talked about, slowing it down so you can't even hear the music. Just focusing on shapes and basic movements. General brushstrokes, I like to say. Once you get that down, start adding that speed, and then you'll be up to tempo in no time, and then we can start tackling that third section. But for now, that is all that we need to be working on. So it sounds great so far. I think I said this in the last video. If I didn't, I'll reiterate. If you go and you listen to the recording, Elliot himself is making some mistakes. And it sounds really, really good and polished because he's playing it so fast and because there's some really cool production behind it. But if you really listen, he can't even sometimes get that pinky to that open B string. It's just something that is, it's a beast of a guitar line to play. So it just takes a lot of time. When we even first started learning this, I couldn't play it at half the speed I can play it at now. So it really is just sitting with it, giving it some time, and developing it just over time. So yeah, awesome job so far, everyone. Sounds really great. Please let me know if you have any questions or if anything in particular is hanging you up, and I would be more than happy to help you. All right, good luck.